Hello, my name is Kelechi Iroanya. I'm the founder of T-Class Incorporated. T-Class is a technology company. We develop software applications for schools, especially schools in Nigeria. Today I'd like to tell you about the T-Capsule project for Nigerian schools. The T-Capsule project is in two phases. First, we're developing mobile applications that are customized to each school on our platform. So that means that whatever school you are watching this today, chances are that that school is already in conversation with T-Class to provide them with a school mobile application. The T-Capsule project is a customized technology solution for schools in Nigeria. Now, when we say customized, what we mean is that no two schools are the same. So each school will have to work with our technology experts to design the applications that work for them and their students. But there are certain common denominators. First is the fact that it has to be on mobile. Today, kids are always on this and on this. Sometimes parents just can't get them to stop. So we see an opportunity to take audio-visual learning and put it on a platform that is so attractive to the young people of today. Imagine if your child is at home and he's doing his homework, and homework is proving to be very difficult, and he's just wishing that if only he could remember how the teacher explained it in class. Well, with a school mobile app like this or this, he can see exactly how the teacher explained it. He can play it over and over again until he understands. We all understand at different pace levels. So a child who is average in class, who needs to go through materials 5, 6 times, he doesn't need to be shy anymore to ask the teacher. He can go home and sit down in the privacy of his room and go through the mobile app 5, 6 times. So basically, we are capturing the teachers in video formats as they deliver their lessons. And there's a huge difference between learning through an audio-visual aid and reading. Reading sometimes could be difficult. Imagine if everything I've said to you right now, I had to write it in a book or in a letter. By now, I'll be entering the 4th paragraph and you might be very tired. But when it's audio-visual, it comes to us naturally. It's one of the best ways to learn. And your school right now wants to do that for the benefit of their students. Another benefit has to do with staff turnover. In any school, sometime, someday, teachers will have to leave, either voluntarily or involuntarily. Today, your school might be fortunate to have some of the best teachers in the country. Tomorrow, they might not be there. But using the school mobile app platform, the school can capture those teachers today as they teach. And the benefit is that generations to come in this school will benefit from those students. Even you as a parent, today you might have your eldest in that school, maybe just starting, and 5 years from now, one of the best physics teachers might leave the school. Your little boy or little girl today doesn't do physics, but 5 years from now, you'll be happy that the school captured all the lessons of that physics teacher. So that way, when your daughter gets into the senior secondary school and she needs a good physics teacher, there will be no regret that, that good physics teacher is no longer here. Because with the school's mobile app, the physics teacher will always be here. Now, I'm also a parent, and I know what it means to always have data at home, and your children are using your internet at home to download all sorts of things. So we have also come up with a solution for that. As a parent, you don't have to worry about internet connection. The school's mobile app works with a device known as a Raspberry Pi server. The Raspberry Pi server sits in the school, and what it does is that it allows the children to download every video they would like to learn with without using the internet. So the students can have access to this great piece of technology on their phones without ever having to use data or internet connection. They will use the internet to download initially from the App Store. But after the initial download, the students no longer need the internet. They can watch their videos, they can download videos using the Raspberry Pi server, which we will provide at the school. So as a parent, you get to offer your children this great piece of technology without actually hurting your pocket or spending so much on internet. And that for me as a parent is value. One of the biggest challenges today in schools is coverage of syllabus. What that means is this. In most schools, a lesson period is between 40 minutes to 60 minutes. And during that time, teachers try to put as much as they can, but at some point they have to let the students breathe because we all have a certain capacity that we can take in at any point in time. So what happens is that after an entire school year, in most schools, there could be 20% or 30% of the syllabus or the scheme of work which is yet to be covered. But the teachers are now ready to cover that extra 30% by using the school mobile app. So even if they can't do everything in class, they have provided the students now with a platform where they can go and learn and watch the teachers doing the other things they couldn't do in class. So it could be a chemistry practical experiment which involves a lot of dangerous acids and substances. Now the teacher can do those experiments when the students are not there. We capture it just like this, and then the students can learn as if they were right there. And for us, we think that is also valuable. So teachers can cover as much as they would like to without necessarily going long hours in the classroom. As part of the T-Capsule project, we also develop desktop applications. I've spent most of this time telling you about our mobile application, but we have one very special desktop application, and that is the exam prep application. Earlier this year, the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, JAMB, in Nigeria, introduced the IRT logic in their software program. Now, if you're a parent, you can go onto Google and just put JAMB, IRT, and you will read up about this very interesting piece of technology that JAMB has just introduced. Basically, what it does is that it detects when students are guessing. As we all know, the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exams by JAMB is a multiple choice exam. So you always have options A, B, C, and D. And it's not impossible that some students go there and just guess their way through. They don't know the right answers, so they just keep guessing. Now, what the Matriculation Board, JAMB, has done is using latest technology, there are ways they can know when your child is guessing, and the child will be punished. How? Simple example. Let's assume that we were asked a question in history in JAMB, and the question says, Nigeria got her independence in what year? A, 1775, B, 1962, C, 1960, D, 2010. Now, if you're watching this and you're not a Nigerian, you probably might guess. You might guess 1775, but that would be wrong. It has no correlation with the correct answer, and I would know that you were guessing, because if you had an idea, you probably would know it's either 1960 or 1962. For your information, it is 1960. But this is how JAMB has found ways to find out those who are guessing. For all questions with multiple answers, there's at least one answer that is completely off the mark. And it has been placed there deliberately to find out the students who will guess. Now, it's more complicated than I have explained. But the beauty is that we understand the software, we understand the logic in the program, and we can replicate this now for schools so that students can practice. Gone are the days when you go and practice with hard copy question papers from past exams. Today's exams are computer-based. The children need to prepare and practice with computer-based tools. And that is why we're providing the school with the Test Prep desktop application. And it's all from the same company. So we provide support, we provide training, and we continuously update it, because not only are we technology driven, but we're also Nigerian driven. Now, in addition to some of the great technology innovations that we will introduce in your school, there are two things we are very particular about at Techie Class. One is the all-round character development of your students and your children. We believe that when the difficulties of life will come, and these difficulties come to everybody, it's not about how well you did in chemistry, mathematics, economics, or physics. It has to do with the character of the individual, the character of the student. Things like perseverance, discipline, integrity, their ability to be focused even in the midst of strong obstacles. So what we also do is, beyond the teachers, we find real-life Nigerians with a lot of compelling stories. People like Kanu Nwankwo, who was told at some point that he would never play football again. And he was very, very determined. Now, people like that, your children get to hear their own stories on their school's mobile app. Stories of children who probably lost parents, but still pushed on, finished school, and today they've made something out of life. We have one story of a young lady from Benin who wrote the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exam from JAM 6 times. Today, she's a big management staff at one of the telecommunication companies here in Nigeria. So for young children who probably might not have passed the exam the first time, these are some of the character building sessions that we also imbibe on the platform, because we strongly believe that there's a place for academics, but there's also a reason to build character in these students. The second thing that we're very proud about is our continuous quest for innovation. Technology is so dynamic. Today's breakthrough is tomorrow's old technology. So one thing we can assure you is that every year your children will be exposed to the most advanced pieces of technology on their tablets. And we always design for universal platforms, meaning it doesn't matter whether the child is using an iPad, an Android tablet, a BlackBerry phone, as long as it's a device that can have an internet browser, as long as it's a device that can link up to Facebook, then that device can run the school's mobile app. So we do not have to make things difficult for parents. Whatever your budget can carry, you get it for your child, and we will make sure that that child can access his or her school's mobile app on that device. In case you would like to see some of the things we've already done for the Nigerian curriculum and syllabus, please, you can go to the Google Play Store and search for the Preppack app. Preppack is spelled P-R-E-P-P-A-C-K. That is a proof of concept, and you will be able to understand better how the school's mobile app would work. Different schools might require some level of customization and some differences from what you might find on Preppack. But generally, the Preppack app serves as the standard of what we would do for your school or the next school. To protect the intellectual property on the Preppack app, you need an access code. The access code is 000. So once you download, you can put in the access code of 000. Similarly, your school will also have specific access codes for their students. That way, no student outside the school can access the content on the school's mobile app, except if they decide to buy it from the school. This way, the intellectual property which belongs to the school will always be protected. Now, as a parent, I know we would all like to know how much the T-Capsule project would cost. Now, at Techie Class, we understand that different schools operate at different budget levels. Some schools have a very big budget and other schools have very modest budgets. So we have created packages for every type of budget. And that means that a student could pay anything ranging from 1,000 naira to as much as 10,000 naira a year for the T-Capsule project. That is around the band. So depending on the school, they could get packages that would just require a 1,000 naira annual subscription, and it goes as high as a 10,000 naira subscription. It all depends on the school's budget, which also depends on the parents. The most important thing is to start, is to begin to see the benefits, and then gradually schools can improve and enhance on the packages that they have. Because to completely ignore this because of cost would be setting up the children for bigger failures eventually. At some point, they would need to apply technology. So it's better for the school and for the students that a decision is made to start now. I would like you to support your child and the school in their bid to use technology to elevate the quality of teaching and learning. Technology is doing a lot in the world today, from healthcare to aviation to education, and you cannot afford to allow your child be left behind. No child has to be left behind in this technology revolution. This is 2016. The world has changed from our days in the 90s or the 80s. Today, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, they swipe tablets and mobile phones as if they were playing with Lego. And that is the new generation. Tools like the T-Capsule speak to this new generation. You need to support your child in getting the right technology because it's a competitive world. Other children in other schools will embrace it, and if for some reason your children get left behind, it affects them at the end of the day, at those key exams and those key interactions where they all compete, not in their schools, but as a generation, the class of 2018, the class of 2019, or the class of 2020. So today, as a parent, I encourage you, support your child in adopting the right technology. I know you will do the right thing. Thank you.